Talking about Group 1s today, of course, because we had the first one of the season, and the man who won the biggest Group 1 of the year last year was Stephen Marsh. He had Crown Prosecutor at huge odds in the Derby. Marshy, thanks for joining us. I know you're on the way to Hastings, but you've got a couple of stars on the way to Ruakaka. Let's get to Crown Prosecutor first. I believe he's been gelded. What was the thinking there?
Well, he was always a real handful last time in. He went to Australia and he proved pretty difficult. But yeah, Bruce Peary and the owners just decided to go with him. We were pretty easy either way, but decided to go with him. He's much easier to deal with now. He's a gentleman.
Look, I suppose even though he won a Derby and it's a Group 1, there's not many New Zealand Derby winners go on to stand at stud just purely on that. What are the plans for a horse like him? Because I thought today he would find it a bit too short. Crown Prosecutor, is he a horse you see as a stayer heading forward, or is he a horse we see as a miler to 2,000?
I think he's a stayer, and the reason why he's run over 1,200 today is he trialled over 1,000 at Avondale on a very wet track and just didn't really cop it at all. We're always going to give him a second trial. We thought, well, he's based up at Ruakaka. Instead of trying to venture all the way to Titeko for a trial, we thought we might as well just give him a race over the 1,200 on a good track, and this should just bring him on more. And at this stage, he's flying out to Melbourne on Wednesday night.
Okay, so this is basically a trial for him. He's a no-bet job today?
No, you wouldn't be backing him today. He'll get. He should be run off his feet a bit. The last little bit, I'd like to see him get going and through the line, but certainly wouldn't be expecting him to be too competitive today.
Mate, the rating 82 there today is a serious race over the 1,400 metres. You've got the horse who ran second to you in the Derby last year in a twinkling, and you've got a horse I think might be as good as Crown Prosecutor. I'm not even sure he might be better. Vernon Me, who's better? Because one of them's won a Derby and the other one's yet to achieve that, but is Vernon Me at least as good as Crown Prosecutor?
I certainly wouldn't want to say one's better than the other, because I'm sure connections will be driving to the races listening to these comments, but yeah, I thought, one sort of been there, done that. Vernon Mees, he hasn't yet. I mean, he's only won the one race, but I think he's a serious horse. Love the way he's coming up. He was just always a bit immature last time. Looks a lot better. The 1,400 is short of his best. Taking him out of the gates and being desperate, but I'd like to think he comes out of the day with people talking about him, thinking he was the run of the day sort of style. I really expect something really good out of him, but 1,400 is short of his best.
Mate, he just absolutely hacked up and won that trial last time out. Do we back him today, or is it a case where at 3.8 fresh up, distance short of his best, you're just not quite confident, Stephen? Just give us a push on how you really feel he's going to go today.
Well, 1,400, I mean, it took to a maiden mile to win, and now we're sort of in an 82.14. I thought he was quite short at that. If he's at sort of 5s or 6s, I'd say, look, I reckon you can have a nice each one, and you can sort of follow him right out of this race. I certainly wouldn't be going around leaving him out. Look, we don't expect him to win, but he's one of those horses. I just think this preparation, he might just have that little bit extra up his sleeve. And he might do something. He might really do something today.
Okay, race 4 of your book of other runners at Ruakaka. I thought Exuberant looked like a really good horse last season. Won the Wellesley fresh up. How's he come back? Because obviously 2 to 3 transition. Sometimes they come up and sometimes they don't.
Yeah, he's going to benefit from the run a fair bit. He's had the one trial where he just really knocked up the last little bit. We just want him to relax in the run. He'll be right thereabouts, but he'll be better for the run and be better off in 2 weeks' time in the Northern Breeders.
Mate, we move on to Hastings, and you must be really thrilled to be getting to a dead 4 track with some of these nice horses, and one really nice horse in the barn is Appellant. It's really hard to work out which one of these 3-year-olds are ready at this time of the season, Marshy. How ready is Appellant?
Well, she's, on this sort of track, dead for 1,100 metres. I think it looks perfect. She's had the one very quiet trial to get her ready for this. She's had a trip to Taupo where she is going to run, so she's going to bring on a little bit more as well. Look, her work's been really good. She looks looks like a proper horse this time in. But I thought her trial was beautiful, actually. Her work's been good. She's not tuned right up, but I think she's going to be ultra competitive here.
Mate, I know as we see her trial here, of course, the same trial where Carly ran sixth. I know all you boys at Cambridge know each other like the back of your hand and you like ribbing each other and you've all got an indication of how good each other's horses are. So you help us out here because we need to make some money, Marshy, because life's an expensive business. Appellant versus Tony Pike's Carly. Who wins today?
Well, we know your life's very expensive, Mick. Not like us poor trainers, but yeah. Well, if I was having a little look, I think Appellant's a horse that's just gone ahead so much. I mean, she was at stiff in the Karaka Million. She ran third. You know, she went some boomer races. I'd probably slightly put her on top, but I've got a lot of respect for the Pike's horse. I don't think there's a lot on them. It might come down to luck in the running, but I'm going to put us a little bit on top.
Okay, I think you could be right. Onto the Colomedes, the 3-year-old for the boys and some of the girls. Scotch was really good, winning last year. I think it was December 27 at Taranaki. And he looked at a 2-year-old who was going to go on with the job. Was it a case, Marshy, where like a lot of 2-year-olds, he just sort of hit the wall and you've brought him back and you're going again? And if that is the case, how has he come back?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like he did look good that first win, and you know he didn't go bad after that, but just didn't go up to what he should have. He probably went through a bit of a growing stage and whatnot. We've gelded him since. Yeah, he's drawn out a little bit. Just going to let him find his feet. I'd like him to really charge at the line and sort of have next start written all over him. But I think he should go really good. He's had a couple of trials. He's had plenty of work. 2 show a lot of cheek. And, yeah, hopefully we can be, if he goes really good in this, we can sort of start setting him for like a Hawke's Baconese or something up to the 1400 and then maybe get him down south of the mile. But, yeah, today we want to see a really good, solid, hitting the line sort of a run.
Mate, is it a case for you, like so many other trainers I've spoken to in the last couple of weeks, where these wet trials aren't telling you enough and you're not really going to know what to make of all these horses, particularly the 3-year-olds, until you get them onto a surface like today?
Yeah, and look, today's, our horses certainly aren't going down there tuned up today. It's the start of a long campaign, which we hope. So we've just got to see enough out of them today. But hey, it's going to be a bit of a shock to the system from wet tracks to these dead sort of tracks. Might really suit some of the local runners today because I've had good weather sort of right the way through. But today I just need to see enough out of ours to be happy going forward. It's it's a stepping stone. I've got a lot of improvement in them, and we sort of want them peaking around November.
Okay, if we had one bet from your barn today, or we can give us someone else's if you want to, if you've seen a horse at Cambridge you like, Marshy, what's the one horse we should be backing today?
If you had to go one, yeah, look, I think we'd go Appellant, I think, today.
Mate, thanks for your time. Good luck with those 2 good 4-year-olds coming back at Ruakaka. Appellant, of course, an exciting horse, and Scotch at Hastings. We appreciate your time. Stephen Marsh joining us here on Punters Lounge.